Welcome to my podcast. Fuck You is the name of it. Do you like it? I like it. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you about COVID. I wish there was like other shit to talk about. Okay, there is other shit to talk about, but I'm talking about COVID because I don't know. I feel like I'm on like some sort of deadline that I'm not aware of, but I'm like quasi-aware. Anyway, so COVID, I don't know, I feel like there's quite a few people that are like, why we gotta wear these masks? Why you gotta tell us how to run our business? Why are you deeming us what's essential, what's not? It's November. I don't understand how they can be like, oh, masks totally work, and I don't work in hypotheticals. Okay, well then if you don't work in hypotheticals, look at the fucking graphs, and you see that all the fucking positive cases increase even after the mask mandates. So they actually increase even more after the mask mandates. So, I don't know what not hypotheticals you're working in, but the not hypotheticals I'm working in, these mask mandates don't prevent shit. As far as like it's like, I mean, it is a little bit common sense where it's like, okay, well, a mask, you know, your sneeze goes far, you got a mask, like, okay. But like to be like, oh, a mask is one of the first or second measures to prevent the spread. It's like, first of all, I don't think you should, like, okay. Fucking up again. All right. This sucks. Alright. Okay. So yeah, they're all hinged upon these PCR tests. And it's all about, oh, the imminent threat is the spread. And they hinge it on these PCR tests. But these PCR tests don't have accurate results until 5 to 7 days after you've been infected. So I don't know how you're going to be like the imminent threat is the spread, but and we're going to measure it by a test that can't give you a result, an accurate result for 5 to 7 days. So you've like, I mean, everybody sees the fallacy in that, right? It doesn't need an explanation, or does it? Did I explain it right? I don't know. And then so back in May, I read some article where it was like, oh, if we're gonna do this right, we need to test like 300 million people every day. And like if you're in statistics and science and data and shit, like that's what you like. That's like, yeah, that's the appropriate thinking. But it is ridiculous to be like, yeah, we're gonna test 300 million people every day. Anyway, and so now in November, they're like, oh, test, take your test. Because we're measuring how to keep our authority over you by these tests, even though the reason we have this authority over you is because the imminent threat is the spread of this disease, and we're measuring it by these tests, which you can spread it for a whole week before we get a result, an accurate result. I can't be the only one fucking seeing this shit. And then it's like, oh, for the declaration of emergency, you care about the health and safety of your community. And it's like, how the fuck are you caring about the health and safety of your community by being like, take this test and lock down? And deny yourself all of your basic evolutionary human needs, like community. So yeah, I want to read this paper out to y'all real quick. Where is it? And so it's like, if you really want, I don't understand how you can say, use an emergency declaration to be like, I'm using this emergency declaration that gives me the authority to boss all y'all around in the name of your health and safety. And then you're not even going to consider this little data set statistic by the CDC, by the way. The suicide facts and figures, Texas 2020. I think this is actually from 2018. I don't know, it's confusing. They say it's hard to get the information and stuff like that. But anyway, so either 2018 or 2020. It says 2020. But anyway, it says in the state of Texas, suicide is the 11th leading cause of death. For ages 10 to 34, it is the second leading cause of death. The second. This was before lockdown. For ages 35 to 44, in Texas, suicide is the fourth leading cause of death for that age group. Fourth. And for ages 45 to 54, suicide is the fifth leading cause of death. So we have suicide being the top 5 reasons for death in Texas. Yet, to worry, to have the authority to worry about people's health and safety, you completely disregard this? You say this is selfish? Oh, lock yourself down, wear a mask, don't hang out with your support system, especially if your support system is not your immediate family. You're telling me you're really considering a well-rounded approach to the community's health and safety. It's infuriating. And I don't understand how they don't see it. If I can see it, they can see it. So the question is, what is preventing them from seeing it? And we all know, corruption. Anyway. Okay. So yeah, they're talking about the health and safety of the community. They've gotten the authority to boss everybody around and control how you live your life in the name of health and safety of the community, yet they don't even address any of that. You ain't got my vote. That's all I gotta say. Alright. Just kind of a downer, right? Well, little pick-me-up. Look at this Matchbox. Isn't it so fucking cute? My dad used to collect them. And it even has something on the inside. It's cool. So yeah, it's really infuriating how, and I think our elected representatives and judges have utterly failed us at a very fundamental human level. Yeah. Did I explain? Yeah, I explained about the transmissions. Oh, okay. And so another thing, a big thing is about the culture. We have like the whole restaurant industry was like, oh my gosh, it might not even exist, you know. And we've got all these other different small businesses and stuff. And they say there's like a certain percentage of small businesses that close every year. And I can't remember the percentage. And I can't remember where I saw it, but I know that's really helpful, right? But it said that like with small businesses this year with COVID, like that percentage like doubled in the closing. And I don't know. Do you think that has anything to do with this? Maybe. I don't know. It's worth being curious about, right? Maybe not to some people, though. Ooh, did I say that out loud? Okay, and so yeah, the culture. And so, you know, you got a lot of these small businesses who, it's very diverse. They're doing their own thing. You know, it's not like some big monopoly corporation. Yeah. And in San Antonio, we're a tourism city, despite appearances. Even though this is a great city, we got the Riverwalk, we got Tower of the Americas, we got the Alamo, and right across the Alamo is Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. Anyway, and there's a lot of other shit too. I'm just being like facetious or whatever. But yeah, it seems that I don't know, like they rave about San Antonio's culture and community, while at the same time being like, you're not essential and we're going to tell you how to run your business. And they're like, this whole thing with closing the bars thing, of course I'm so fucking upset about that too. They're like, oh, bars can't open, even other things can open, but bars can't open because they're super spreaders, even though that's a hypothetical. Where's the fucking data for that shit? And by the way, they keep saying the spreading comes from people being in their homes. So it's like, bro, I think y'all are fundamentally missing some shit when you make going outside illegal. Of course the prominent fucking transmission is going to be in people's homes. Like, it's not rocket science. Okay. But yeah, so they close the bars down. They close them. And so, okay. They say if you have 51% of your sales in alcohol, you have to stay closed. You're a super spreader. But if you have 51% sales of food, then you can stay open. So if you're a place like Chili's, Texas Roadhouse, something like that, I don't know. You can go and literally go sit at the bar, have a drink, have a couple. That's what I do. And leave. Because other people are going into the restaurant getting just food. And so it balances it out. You go to a bar, people get food at bars, but if it's a bar, it's a bar. You know? And so, of course, bars have to close, or bars have to, like, open a food truck. And it's like, okay, well, we're not getting any patrons in, but we have to fucking invest in a food truck? Fuck, okay. You know, on top of putting fucking plexiglass and shit, whatever. And then for months, they're closed like that. And then they're like, okay, well, bars can open now, but there's only, like, 25 bars. So, like, first of all, there would have been a lot more than that because, like, I don't know. He, like, was like, oh, there's only 25 bars. Like, oh, it was only 25. Really? So, obviously, you're telling me that those 25, you don't give a shit about any of that. The only way you give a shit about any of that is if they're wearing a mask and if they have, like, fucking COVID symptoms plastered on their fucking front door. Anyway, I'm getting pissed. So, okay. I hope this was a good video. Yeah. I apologize that it's not a good video. But let me know about the podcast name. That'd be great. I really like it. Fuck you. Check out the podcast. Alright, guys. I love y'all. And I hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. If you had a great Thanksgiving, I'm happy for you. If you didn't have a good Thanksgiving, I'm sad with you. Gosh. I don't know how to wear this hat. Anyway. Yeah. I will hopefully talk to y'all soon. And hopefully out of this fucking box. But we'll see. Yeah. Bye.